morning. Today is Monday, December 6th. I'm Dani Lamb, and joining me every Monday for 5-Minute Monday Trends is Dr. Timothy Bray, UTD EPPS professor and director for the Institute of Urban Policy Research. Today, Dr. Bray will give us the COVID-19 trend update and talk on the new employment numbers report. Go for it, Dr. Bray.
Good morning, Dani, and thanks again as always. Our numbers are not looking that great. We see increases, so we're looking at a doubling of new cases over the last 7 days from what they were the 7 days previous. Now, bear in mind, the 7 days previous included the Thanksgiving break. So it's conceivable that some of this bump is simply because we had decreased reporting on the Thursday, Friday, and Saturday of Thanksgiving break. Now, if this increase represents a real increase, then the question is still out as to how much of this might be from the new Omicron variant and how much of this might be due to the Thanksgiving rush, right? As we all saw last year, all of the family get-togethers, all of the events led to an increase in cases. This year, of course, we have the prevalence of vaccination out there that should help with that. So it still remains to be seen. Omicron is, most professionals will say, most likely already here in North Texas, but we have not officially detected it yet, at least as of Friday. So, we're still looking at tests and still looking at results. Hospitalization numbers remain high. We are starting to see an increase in COVID-related hospitalizations. That number of patients in North Texas who are in the hospital with COVID is up about 9% from where it was last week at this time. So we have about 753 patients in the hospital being treated for coronavirus at this time. So again, we need to remain vigilant. We need to still follow all of our safe practices, talk with your healthcare professional about whether or not the booster is right for you, and make sure that you're making good, healthy decisions.
Thank you so much, Dr. Bray. Now, can you speak on the employment numbers?
Thanks, Dani. As you know, last week, the federal government released its November jobs report, and we noted that there were 210,000 new jobs added. This was somewhat under what analysts were looking for. They were looking for 500,000, but it's still a net increase in jobs. I thought it might be useful today to talk a little bit about what that picture looks like in North Texas. Now, these are also data from the Bureau of Labor Statistics, but these data are a little bit older. They tend to release the national numbers first. This is their report that they issued in November, and it talks about basically our jobs recovery from September of 2020 to September of 2021. The good news is almost all sectors of employment here in North Texas have seen an increase. The biggest increase in leisure and hospitality. We have about 371,000 people in North Texas who work in that industry. That's up 15.2% from where it was in September of 2020. The next biggest two are in professional and business services and in other services, both of which are up about 10%. Together, these three sectors account for more than 120,000 new jobs in North Texas. So these are really good numbers. Our economy tends to be doing well, as most analysts are cautious right now about how the markets, how employers, et cetera, will react to this Omicron variant. Right now, the national guidance is not tending toward a shutdown of any sort, but increased vigilance with respect to vaccination, masking, social distancing, and all of the practices that helped us mitigate the first several waves.
Well, thank you so much, Dr. Bray. We will see you all next week on our 5-Minute Monday Trends.
Thanks, Dani.